silver with a halo of light on the bottom of it. The most pretty thing I ever saw. At first it was silver, pure silver, and then it just changed like somebody got a rheostat in a dining room and turned it from bright to dim. This thing was going up this way and back this way and back this way and getting so precise in its movements. That's where I determined my mind, triangular patterns, because it went up like a triangle and then skid up and down this way. And I don't know the purpose of it, maybe to attract my attention. I don't know.
The triangular flight patterns would remain a mystery. And although the photographs were good, they would pale in comparison to those he would take later.
Like I say, I was at work, and I left work to come home. I was on my way home. And on my way home, I had that thought. It was like a impulse telling me to, go somewhere. And I started to think, where should I go to myself? And then it was like in my mind, I got a mental picture of this area. And I knew it was near the air base and near where everybody parks. Got back here, and I wasn't back here 10 minutes when I could see the object. I don't know exactly where I saw it first, but it circled the area and I saw it. And I saw, the first thing I noticed was it was much smaller. I mean, it was, prior to other ones were anywhere from 40 to 65 foot in diameter, but this one was 20, 30 foot. And another thing was it was very, very different. It was different in the sense that instead of being orange and silver, it was just like a silver metal appearance. And not only that, but it had two domes, one of them on top of the object and one of them underneath it. But it looked sealed in metal. In other words, you didn't see no windows or no holes or nothing.
No windows?
No.
Oh.
Did not see any windows. It was just surface metal all the way around. Almost like sheet metal formed into the shape of a disc with two domes. One on top, one on the bottom.
How was the dome? Was it transparency? Or?
No, it was solid metal with the rest of the disc. And it was all colored silver with the sun shining off it. I mean, it was just beautiful silver like aluminum or sheet metal.
How did it fly?
I don't know. I did not hear any noise. It was like, in that sense, it was like the other objects because it made absolutely no noise. I mean, it would go up like this and come back like this, come around like that, and just watching it was, it was hard because when it would go that way, I'd run across the field and I'm trying to get it in a viewfinder, and I took about 4 or 5 shots like that, and I believe 2 or 3 of them came out, and 2 came out empty sky. Well, in the course of the sighting, the object was going like this way, and then it reversed course and went back that way until it was like hiding behind some trees over there. And I stopped and I thought for a moment it was going to be gone, but instead I saw an airplane coming this way. And I saw it getting closer and closer. At the same time the airplane was halfway from those trees to where I was at, the object came from behind the trees to start to follow the airplane. Well, the way the airplane was coming in like this, and the object it came around like this. It started to come around like this, but instead it went back this way, and on these sides of the trees. And as the C-130 passed over me, I took a picture of it. And then I swung back, and by that time the object had gone back over here. And then it started to go back, and I took some more pictures of it, and then it came over me like this, and the sun wasn't like this as much as it was over this way. And when it did, the object went straight up into the sun. And for a moment it was cast as the sunlight hit it, it took on a dark shape. And I got a picture of that. I did get a picture of that. And then the object looked like it went straight up into the sun. That was the last I saw it. I mean, it just climbed and climbed and climbed until it was gone. And I just stood in the field and shaking my head, trying to figure out why I was the one seeing all this, waiting for someone to pull over and get out and say, what the hell was that? Or something to that effect. Excuse my French, but I mean, that's really, I was trying to think of what, first I want to guard the film, and I was praying all my pictures came out because I knew I had some good pictures if they did come out.
What do you think the military people?
I'm positive they had to see it. I know for a fact the Air Force people did because it wasn't hid behind the trees where you couldn't see it. It was like, see that big tree?
Uh-huh.
It was like on the other side, they were just sitting there next to the tree, just hovering right there. And when the airplane came over and it came back, if the pilot saw me, I mean, imagine a pilot that low to the ground, here's somebody standing there with a camera taking pictures of his aircraft.
Right.
I mean, he had to see me on the ground, sure, because it's an open field.
Right. And also the radarman have known about it.
Oh, I'm positive, the radar.
Right.
Look, the thing was 1,500. At one point, I'd say about 2,000 feet above the ground, 3,000. And from what I've talked to radar people, they say the radar will pick up anything as low as 800 feet. You know, if they find it at 1,500, they'll sweep the area and then come back and sweep it and try to get the lowest sweep possible in order to detect the object on radar to get an echo fix. And if that was able to happen, well then obviously somebody over there saw something.